Alright, here's the basic rig we're using. We're using a 3.5-inch Smallmouth beaver by Reaction Innovations. There's a large variety of companies that make these things, from Berkeley, Culprit, Zoom, just a wide variety. Pretty much every plastic making company has made one of these. They're a great lure. They resemble a goby, a crayfish. With the tail, you have a couple options. You can split the tail up so it looks more like a crayfish, or just leave it natural as it is, which I've been doing. Then from there I'm using a 3/8 ounce owner jig head. It's a football head. Just seems to roll off the rocks pretty good. From there I'm actually just upped it to a 12-pound fluorocarbon leader, just because of the amount of rocks, and actually this, not to brag, but the size of the fish I've been catching, getting a little nervous lifting these fish up. From there I'm using Power Pro. It's actually a 20-pound Power Pro, just tying a simple clinch knot in the middle, keep it all together. Then I'm using a 6/8 Loomis rod, medium action with an extra fast tip. That's really a key, just to keeping that jig off the bottom, feeling any little strike possible. So we're gonna head out on the water now. Hopefully we'll be back to show you some big fish. Basically the forecast said we should be having 12 to 20 mile an hour winds right now. As you can see, the flags aren't moving a bit. We're supposed to be coming from the southwest, which wouldn't bother me too much where I'm going to be fishing right now. Basically the forecast is tonight we're supposed to be having some major thunderstorms coming in, which means these fish should be going crazy with the barometer changes, with the pressure and everything. So hopefully these fish are going crazy. Hopefully we are getting some storms tonight, for my sake. And basically how I'm fishing this, casting it out. Fish don't really seem to be along the shorelines yet, it's usually the first 8 feet or so is where they're going to be out spawning. Basically they're still staging out in the rocky areas. There's a lot of weeds out there, just past the rocks. So the fish are really staging out there, feeding on gobies, probably small perch coming in, any crayfish moving into the area. It's really what they're feeding on. So basically casting it out, letting it get to the bottom, just bumping it off the bottom a few times, like so. Let it get back down to the bottom. It's more like working it like a goby or a crayfish and move along the bottom. The goby won't really swim off the bottom unless they're in fear of something. So if they're swimming in fear, jumping off the bottom a little bit, these fish will come out and smack them. So that's the idea of fishing this. It's a little bit slow today. So you can see the water's pretty churned up. Usually here you can see the bottom. So right now you can't even see a couple feet down. With all the debris in the corner, you can tell that there's been some high winds over here the last few days. So I'm trying to get the random fish coming through here, but it's been a little slow. There's a few guys out here today that I talked to, and they're not getting too much success either. So these fish might, more than likely, are on the outside of the break walls out here. So it's a little tough to get to there. I made a few casts towards it. Even with a 3/8 ounce jig head and Power Pro, it's still pretty hard to get over there. So I'm gonna try moving down a little bit farther, see if I can find some cleared up water. If you find clear water when the conditions are like this, you're almost guaranteed that the fish are gonna be there. So we're gonna move down. Alright, just hooked up into my first fish of the day. You don't catch too many of these too often from around here. Nice little largemouth. All full of eggs. Certainly not the biggest fish, but we'll take them. Nice little fatty, healthy. Still using the same bait, sweet beaver. Basically half of it's pumpkin seed, the other side's watermelon. It's got flecking in the whole thing. It's a good bait, just really replicas all the bait fish that are out here that these fish are feeding on right now. So let's go catch some more. Alright, we just hooked up into another fish. Feels like a damn good one. Just working these little inlet here. This fish came up and smacked it, almost pulled the rod out of my hand. Oh yeah, let's It's a pretty nice fish there. And walk this fish around so I can lift it up for a little more stability. Really nice fish. Fish actually swallowed the freaking jig. It hit it so hard. All these fish that we're catching out here, all the footballs are just all loaded with eggs, just feeding up on everything. Definitely not spawning yet. As normally, the majority of the fish that we find for spawning fish, bring this fish in, its mate usually follows it in. It's pretty interesting, but these fish are definitely not spawning yet. Not doing any sight fishing or anything in here. It's just all good fish. Oh yeah, it's a good fish there. Not a bad one. Say he's a couple pounds. Oh, too late.
What is it?
It's a smallmouth bass.
A what?
Smallmouth.
Okay. You're the first person I ever see catch anything out of this thing.
That was the only fish in the lake. As you see, there's plenty of geniuses. So overall, we had a pretty decent day. The wind's starting to pick up a little bit now. The water's just really churned up, so I think considering the conditions, we did pretty good catching 2 fish. Didn't see any bait fish, saw a couple trout cruising around still. It's May 1st already and the trout are still hanging around, so that kind of shows you that the water's still pretty cold. So these fish are still going to continue to get even better. Also the perch will start coming in pretty soon. So it's about 63 degrees right now, air temperature. I'm not positive what the water temperature, but I would think it's getting up to about 45. Getting up to around 50 or so. So perch should start coming in, the trout start moving out, smallies will continue to move into the harbors, and along the shoreline will start to increase a little bit. Fish will become more active as the water temperature increases a little bit more. So take care, good luck.